picking one up locally again. It's a carpet or linoleum. I think it's linoleum because it picks up, or it's not wide, it's long. It's like 200 inches long, but then it is like 11 or 10 or 11 wide, they said. So it's got to be linoleum, piece of linoleum. But it's long. This is again why I tell everybody, buy the longest van. The longest van is made by the Sprinter. It's either, you know, your Mercedes Sprinter, Freightliner Sprinter. It's a Sprinter. So the extended Sprinter is 192 inches wide. Then you got room in between the seats, or if you take your seat out for something longer, then it'll fit as well on that side. So whatever it takes to get that freight on board, guys, that's what it takes. That's what I do. That's what I suggest to everybody else. If you're lazy, don't want to do things, don't want to build the bed the right way, you know, so you fit the most amount of freight, that's on you. If you're standing around because freight doesn't fit, that's on you. I have the biggest van out there, and I will do whatever it takes. I don't care if I got to throw that passenger seat out. I will take it out and put it on the side to make any kind of freight that could possibly fit in here. So that's what we're doing today. Basically, by the time I came out of checking in for this thing, it is already was waiting for me. So sorry, didn't turn on the camera before we went. But here it is from the back to the front. You know, probably 200 like they were saying. I mean, I could take a tape measure and let's do it. I am curious, like, I'm curious. I don't know if I can drag it all the way there from here, maybe, if it stays on. No, the tape doesn't want to stay on, okay. Let's do this, it's from right there. .203. You guys see that? 203, 202 maybe, I don't know. I just took it from where it's sitting at. So pretty hefty length, guys. And then a lot of people's vans is not even that long to take this, so even to put it all the way up on your dash, you know what I mean? So like I always say, it always pays to have a good van, long van that can accommodate, you know, everything. Because even if I had to take the seat out, I would definitely take that passenger seat out. Sorry, I'm trying not to make any noise with this, but I want to fold it all up. Anyways, even if I had to take this seat out, I definitely would take it out. Carry my chains with me over there. Got moving blankets, heat, dolly, hand truck, ramp, fishing poles, the net. I mean, I'm all set up for everything. Gloves, knife, in case somebody goes after me. I can show them this, they're gonna run away. You know, I'm all set, you know. Doing whatever it takes, however it takes, you know. There's no, you know, I don't complain about things. I mean, once in a while maybe I do, and you know, it's what it seems like, but in the end I always get the job done. And even if I complain a little bit, well, then that means that I need a little bit more extra compensation if it's something that they're getting me into that is different versus something that's, you know, basic. So if they lie, you know, and I know they lied, so, you know, I don't appreciate being lied. Tell me the truth how it is, just like I tell them the truth how it is, you know, from the office, and, you know, it works that way. That's the only way to do it is, you know, truthfully. But sometimes they try to, you know, go around the truth, not say everything, and so on and so forth, so it's okay. On this one, everybody was truthful. We found out what it is. We found out that it's not that wide in the end, but, you know, I was already prepared to come out here and take the seat out if I needed to. Or I would, you know, kind of raise, I'd put some stuff up there and kind of raise it, maybe, and go on a dash and maybe take the seat out at home. However it would turn out, we would get it done. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to get it done. have a happy customer, have a happy broker. And in the end, we're happy because we're making money, and hopefully next time we're going to be used again if we're ever needed, if our services are needed. So it's how it works. Wishful thinking, but the unload is not happening today. It's not. Basically, they're only open till 4 o'clock. I called the phone number for these guys and was told, no way, Jose. We're open till 4. I thought it was a residential delivery maybe because there's a name of this company. There's also a personal name on there. So I thought, hey, and it said something about, you know, Donna Drive delivery. So I thought it was delivering, you know, to a home, but I guess it's a warehouse over there. If it was a home delivery and somebody was home, sure, I would take it. I'm sure they would take it and, you know, have it there and be all done and over with. Be home by 11 or midnight today and sleep at home. But now I have all day long, I guess, to figure out what I want to do and when I want to deliver it, because I have all the way up until noon tomorrow Mountain Time to deliver this. So I'm just going to be, you know, hang out at home and then figure it out later what we're going to be doing. Look at this weather in Spokane. Absolutely nice. No snow in the forecast, but it is cold. Like by the end of the week, Thursdays and Fridays, we're supposed to be down into 11 degrees Fahrenheit for the lows at night. In the daytime, they are 30s, 32, 30, 32. Depends where you're at. You know, if you're in a little higher elevation, you're a bit lower. If you're lower downtown area and stuff, it's, you know, barely 32. Stuff like that. Check out Spokane's homeless place. So basically this thing here, the city's already, the DOT was supposedly telling the city that all these folks need to move out of here because they're gonna start charging them by the day. They were in a lawsuit or something that the city is letting these guys stay here like this. So we got a homeless camp is what this is. In the end, it's a homeless camp. I don't know how to look at it, guys. I mean, poor people that they're doing this. They're, you know, obviously, you know, into drugs. They can't stop, you know. Otherwise, why would you be doing this? Why wouldn't you go to a shelter where it's warm, where they give you food and so on and so forth? It's the folks that, you know, that don't want any help and, you know, keep wanting to do what they're doing, lose everything and just want to live like that. I have a family member in the same situation, kind of like that. So, you know, in one opinion, I would rather have them be in one place, you know, and because there's security there, there's police presence there. They do have, you know, those tents. They got fresh water. They do provide medical help if they need it. There's always somebody on site. But on the other hand, it's all city resources that are there to have all these things, to have constant security and police be there, and to have medical personnel there and so on and so forth. So it's double-ended stick to where it costs city money for this versus they can just go and get the help they need and, you know, get rid of this camp here. But then these people are going to be somewhere in the street somewhere doing something, who knows what. Here they're kind of all in one place. Here, if they're looking for somebody, they could probably find them. If they take a poll of who lives there, the name and, you know, whatever, they'll at least know who's there, if anything. I mean, I'm kind of in between, you know. It sucks to drive by that and look at it, but then on the other hand, it's kind of nice that, you know, they're in one place. And, you know, if police need to find somebody, probably the first place they go to is over there. You know, and these guys are just not all over the place, but they're kind of in one area. Hopefully they're not over there stabbing each other and, you know, doing whatnot that they're not supposed to be doing, but just, you know, we're all in one area. I don't know. It's a mixed thing. It sucks. I don't like them being there, but then at the same time, do you really want these people to, you know, kind of pull their trailer or their tent and on a sidewalk by your house or by your business somewhere, or by, you know, another business, you know, somewhere else, and live like that, and, you know, go out there maybe robbing people, or, you know, God forbid, stab somebody to death or something else. Lord have mercy. That's all I gotta say, is Lord have mercy and give them freedom from, you know, from what they're into, because it's obviously they can't stop on their own and they need help. And, you know, if they're refusing help, they don't want help, they don't want to go to rehab centers and so on and so forth, what can you do? They can't make them. Cold outside and dark outside. Guess what? That's the Expeditors cue to leave the house or whatever, wherever you're leaving from. Oh, I got me my warm coffee, and I'm heading out. Nice and dark, driving through Montana, just the way we're used to it. I didn't want to wait till morning time, guys, so I left still in the late evening, you know, just to get there, just in case something's come up. You know, you never know. Either a flat you can get, or really any kind of an issue. So we don't want any issues. We're leaving now. And if they come up, then we have plenty of time to deal with them, hopefully. My plan is to be back home by noon tomorrow, my time. That means I'm gonna unload as soon as they open. Supposedly they open at 7. Well, I'm sorry, at 8 o'clock their time. That makes it 7 my time. And if the weather's all good and everything's all good, then I'll be back home, no problem, easily by noon tomorrow. And you never know, maybe something else will come out tomorrow that I'll just grab. Those gentlemen woke me up this morning, like at 6:33. I was already up before that, but I knew that, you know, time is coming to get up or whatnot, or to unload. And I was, you know, I've woken up earlier, but I was still, you know, in bed and thinking, oh, well, when is this time? When is this time? And finally the time came. It's always like that, when you're waiting for it, and then you don't expect it, that's when it happens. But it's all good, you know. They got me unloaded like 20 minutes earlier before opening. Appreciate that. That's the nice part about sleeping on site, you know. Even though they might think that, you know, if they don't get too many of these kind of guys like us very often. They see us sleeping on site, they'll come and wake you up, like thinking, who are you? That's what they were doing. I don't think they got too many people sleeping on, you know, right by their warehouse anyways. I guess some kind of moving and storage company and whatever they do, I'm not sure. Maybe like a staging, maybe they store things for people that stage things. Not exactly 100% sure, but
then take the first right.
All good, all good. Man, some kind of crazy traffic out here. Look at this. I was about to turn. Good thing I didn't turn. I'm still tired. I need my coffee. And then we can chit-chat a little bit. Figure out what to chit-chat before I get my coffee. I know you guys always want to hear something good, something helpful. So hopefully I'll come up with something new to talk about to you guys. You know, it will most likely be get your pencil ready. I already know what it is. Without the coffee, actually. Yep, get that pencil ready. How do you guys like that Quinn's Resort Hot Springs? That looks pretty cool, huh? I've been there. I haven't been there since the remodel. As you guys could see, there's like an old pools, and then they rebuilt it and they did the new pools. And supposedly at night they got all these different colored LED lights out there and everything. So you pretty much, it's been so long that I don't know what their rules are anymore. I didn't waste time going over there inside to check it out and ask around and all that. It used to be that you could just drive by, pay the 12 bucks and go in there and soak and keep going. But now I think they require you to actually get a room because they can make more money that way. They don't just let anybody off the street over there anymore. So they make more money with the, you know, stay and splash type of deal. Which, hey, it's their business, they can do it however they want to do it. You know, it'd be kind of nice if you could come in, if you're driving by, if you could stop by and just, you know, soak for an hour or two and go to the restaurant and eat. Nobody will stop you from eating at the restaurants or anything. But, you know, it'd be nice to soak, relax, and then go eat and keep going. Or if you're driving through, you know, at night, kind of like I was doing yesterday. It used to be that their pool was open, I think, till like midnight. And I'm sure like back in who knows what day, might have even been open 24 hours, I don't know. But anyways, right now it's morning time. Local time, it's 10 o'clock and people are over there already soaking in the pool. So pretty cool, pretty nice. River across the street, cabins on the side where the pool is, cabins across the street where the river is. It's nice. There's no phone service out here, but no internet. I don't know if they have Wi-Fi or not, but looks good. Gotta do it sometime. Gotta definitely do it. Winter's here. Bad weather's here. This video's gonna come out later on, maybe 2-3 weeks later on after I already filmed it, but then it'll be probably full winter by then. Right now it's not really full winter. Right now I'm still in Montana driving like, you know, 75 miles an hour, but there's times where there is snow. I've been in it already this season and drivers have been in it already, so you guys got to be prepared. Couple pointers for you guys, just so they're just basic things that maybe you didn't think of, or maybe you know, think that everything's going to be okay. But what if it won't be okay? What if, I mean, there are pileups that happen on the freeway, and when a pileup happens and you thank God don't get hit and don't create an accident, but you do get stuck in the pileup, or if you know, there's lots of accidents and there's the road closures happen in Washington, in Oregon, in California, in the passes. They happen in Montana, they happen in Wyoming, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter. Somebody could create an accident and you could get stuck in the middle of the night somewhere for hours and hours, or maybe till even morning, until everything gets cleaned up and they open the roads back up. If the road conditions are very bad, they can close them for half the night as well. So you guys got to be prepared. Prepared how? For the winter time, I recommend carrying some fuel. It doesn't matter, you don't have to carry a lot, but like at least, you know, purchase a metal container, the skinny one, 5 gallons, and carry fuel, whether it's gas or diesel. Carry some extra fuel with you, just because you never know. Also, before you get up through the passes and before you get into bad weather, always try to fill up beforehand. Fill up beforehand. First of all, you're going to weigh a little more, so you're going to have a little more traction on the road. Second of all, if in case you do stop, traffic stops, you know, if there's a pile up, if there's an avalanche in the pass somewhere, things like that, you will have fuel. If you didn't fill up beforehand, you know, and you have a full tank, at least carry some with you. It's very smart to do so. Chains, also carry chains with you. Even if you don't have to put them on, what if you fly off the road, slide off a little bit, and you can't get going again? You can at least put chains on and get moving, get yourself out of a ditch. Happened to me so many times. Happened so many times on deliveries as well. Sometimes I'll do some of these residential deliveries. and you get stuck, you got to put them on. So always carry some chains with you, or at least a snow boot, but I say chains. Shovel, carry a shovel too, in case you do fly off the road somewhere and you can shovel your way out. I've actually had that happen to me last year locally when I went ice fishing. I tried to get through a place and it didn't work, and I got stuck, and I had a shovel, and that was the only thing that got me out. It took me 2 hours, yes, but I did get out. Didn't have to call a towing. So if you can, you know, spend an hour or two shoveling yourself out, you can save $500, $700, maybe $1,000 even on a tow bill. Very smart to do. Also, blankets. Carry blankets with you, extra blankets, so you can stay warm. Case of water, always have a fresh big case of water with you in case you do get stuck for a couple of days somewhere. You never know what's going to happen. And some food, either energy bars, some cup of noodles, soups, containers. Just keep them, you know, keep those. Worst case scenario, you can put regular water in them and you can still eat those. Don't, you know, it won't taste as good because they're not going to be hot, but at least you'll have something. So some food, fuel, build out your van. Most important, you got to be comfortable in it. So insulate your van, have a good sleeper, and get a good heater, because pileups happen, road closures happen. It's winter time, it's cold. You don't want to be stuck somewhere, or even if you fly off the road into a ditch in the middle of winter, you fly off, you run out of fuel because you didn't have enough, and you're freezing to death with no service, and nobody can see you on the road. What are you going to do? How are you going to survive? Seriously, you got to think about all these things. Sometimes, you know, we drive through Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, middle of nowheres, and if you slide off the road somewhere and you're okay, but there's no road service or people don't see you or stuff like that, you got to be able to provide for yourself. Yes, I know God will provide, but God also gave us brains too that we have to use. Kitty litter is another one. You could have a little container of it or a little box just in case you're even unloading somewhere and you're trying to get up a hill and it's icy over there and you can't back up to the ramp or loading dock or whatever, or you can't get out of it if you went into a ditch, and you know, things like that. A little bit of kitty litter works really, really well to get people out of a bind like that. So get some of that. Hope it explains enough to you guys. You guys get the point. I probably forgot some things, but hey, you know, I always carry a little bit of food, extra water, fuel when I need it, heater I have, van is insulated, so I have that. Shovel I put in, I got chains. So I mean, worst case, you know, God forbid that it happens, but if it does happen, I'll be okay for some period of time. Hopefully help will find me if I need it, but if it doesn't, then, you know, you'll be all right. So driver, in case you didn't know, I don't know how you guys drive in an uninsulated van. I'm talking about like bare bones van, not insulated. Even if you insulated it only halfway, that's still not good enough, because it's only a half a job and it doesn't do anything in the heat, and same thing in the cold. I know it's not perfect because, you know, just if you insulate the walls and the ceiling and everything, I know it's not perfect. I know the cold still comes up from the floor and stuff like that, but hey, at least you can put a moving blanket on the floor, walk around with your socks on, even in negative temperatures. If your van is insulated, you know, you can close your curtains here, close them in the back, be very comfortable in your bed. You got your heater going, the Webasto style one like I have. These kind of heaters, they're priceless. I'm serious. They really are. I can't stress it enough. Why would you want to waste money in a hotel motel? I don't understand that. Either way, you can't write it off all the way. You can only write off a percentage of that hotel motel, so it doesn't get written off all the way for tax purposes. So you're still wasting, you're just throwing money away. All that money that you throw away, might as well get a heater, get an insulated, get your van insulated. It's very simple to do. Over the weekend, if you're stuck somewhere, you can get that done. Park at a Home Depot, get it done right there at Home Depot, all by yourself. Doesn't require anything special. These guys will cut it out for you if you need panels cut out, like the little wooden panels for the ceiling or whatever. All you gotta have is a tape measure and a knife for insulation. That's it. You buy that insulation at Home Depot. It's the foam. It's the foam insulation. They come in the 4x8 sheets. 1.5 inches is what I recommend. So 1.5 inches for the roof. If you want to go a little thicker on the sidewalls, you can go up to 2 inches. So you get it insulated. It helps not just for the winter time like it is now, but it also helps for the summertime too. It gets cooler, easier, and faster in your van. Keeps the heat from coming in. You're just more comfortable all around. I can't stress it enough. I really can't. I don't know. I don't understand how you guys don't just get it done before you even hit the road. Because some people say, oh, but I don't have any money. I want to make some money. I want to hit the road, and then I'll get it done. Guess what? Those people almost never get it done unless they're freezing out there. They're wasting their money on hotels, which is pure waste. Seriously, it's a pure waste. It's not good. Back again to the whole, running your van for heat, running your van for AC. Guess what? If you're in a Sprinter diesel vehicle with ecology system in there, ecology meaning you have a working EGR that hasn't been deleted, you have a working DPF that hasn't been deleted, and you have a working DEF system. The DEF system is the number one that goes out first. Then goes your DPF, and your EGR gets clogged as well, just from running the van standstill. You're not supposed to let your van idle. What are these guys doing? Look at this. Oh, that's how you, oh man. This is what they're doing. This is their patching job. What a disgrace. How long does that last? Horrible. Anyways, you probably didn't know, if you're running your van for heat or for AC, I bet you didn't know that the diesel vans that have working ecology, EGR, DEF, DPF systems, those all get clogged, those all go out of order. The DEF system is the first one to go. Once it's bad, once you ruin it with idling your van, basically what happens is you'll get 10 starts, and after your 10th start, the vehicle will not start anymore. You're gonna have to take it straight to the dealership, and the dealership is gonna charge you $7,000 to replace that DEF system. DPF also goes out of order because it cleans out the air and all the whatever, the particulate. DPF, it's called something particle filter. It filters the air with all the garbage. Anyways, I'm driving, trying to get through, over here, trying to pay attention to what I say, so I say it right. So I'm sorry if my, words are not making any sense. What does make sense is if you haven't done your research, do it, and you'll see. If you got a gas motor, yeah, you don't have to worry about that in your gas vehicle. But if you have a diesel one, that's a big problem to worry about, because in a diesel, you cannot idle your vehicle. You cannot do it. It goes out of order. Second of all, why would you want to run an idle for heat or for cooling your motor half a night, all weekend somewhere, so on and so forth? If you're stuck somewhere, didn't get a load for over the weekend, why would you want to idle it and put hours on your motor? Why would you want to do it? I would rather put that mileage on versus those hours. And guess what? They add up fast. If you're running it for whatever reason, they add up super quick. So get that heater. It's the diesel air heater. You can look it up on Amazon. There's different styles. Just get one, put one in. It's $150 to $200 depending on what model you get. Insulation, Get it at Home Depot. It's an 1.5 inch styrofoam insulation. It's very easy to stick it in the holes you have and just cover it with a little thin 1/4 inch piece of wood. Super easy. That way you're cool in the summertime and you're warm in the wintertime. Hope that makes sense. Guess what this road is? It's black ice. Right lane is somewhat okay. This, very crystallized. When the sun hits that thing, man, it looks like a black diamond. So another thing to have for the winter time is change your tires. I don't recommend buying snow tires. I don't recommend studded tires. Do not buy soft tires. Just buy yourself some good all-season tires that you just swap out, you know, for whatever. If you have some regular tires for the summertime, those are not gonna work in the winter. I'm telling you right away, you're gonna be suffering. You want to have all the right confidence when you're, you know, doing turns like this and the passes and stuff. You want to have the right amount of confidence, you know, and drive comfortably, not sweating and, you know, putting indents with your fingers in your steering wheel. I know sometimes even with good tires this happens, but, you know, we can't imagine having bad tires and driving in, you know, weather like this. See this? Yippity yip. Winter driving conditions, so you got to be ready for them. You got to be safe. First of all for you, second of all for the freight. So get some decent tires. Don't go hitting the road and then expect that you can be standing around with some freight just because you know, got into bad weather. Now all of a sudden you don't want to drive because your vehicle is not prepared. You don't have good tires, and you think that broker or, you know, or their customer is going to let you sit there and, you know, not drive. They're going to find another vehicle. They'll find it. They're going to charge you for that, for looking for another vehicle, and then whatever the other vehicle is going to be charging for recovery, because when they're looking for one, they're going to say that it's a recovery. Whoever does a recovery, they always charge more for that. So it's not about helping somebody. It's all about making more money. And in the end, you're going to end up, you know, most likely either not making anything or maybe even owing money on the load. So instead of doing that, it's best to be prepared for this kind of weather. Get yourself some good tires. It's only a $500 investment or something like that. $500-600. You can get good tires online. If you don't know what to get, I will recommend something for you guys. If I don't forget, I'll put a link in the description of the ones I got. I got the Lionheart something Claw. Lionheart something Claw. Yeah, they're Chinese tires. Yeah, they last 80,000 miles, no problem. For that price, it's a good price. If you're paying $1,200 for Michelins that are going to last you, you know, maybe 800. Well, I don't know what they're going to last. You know, honestly, it all depends on your alignment. All depends how you rotate them and so on and so forth. So when you're like me, you know, you don't rotate them all the time, they last me about 80,000 miles. And a lot of times the rears go bad first, so then I put the, you know, I switch them with the front and the rear, and then either way I still end up getting 2 more for the rear, and put the rear, you know, put the good ones in the rear, put the bad ones in the front, and, you know, ride it out that way. So it works out. It definitely works out. But tires are another really, really important piece to the puzzle. And I already did a video on the tires. I'm ready. Are you guys?